Alrighty, hello Carlos. Make sure we get you that link. Do that audio check. Alrighty, hello Carlos. Good to me. Link sent. Alright, so first things first, regarding the dagger. Like I said, I would recommend using in Zebra something like the skin shade material just because the shadows are not going to show as much and the coloring work is going to show a little bit better and it's going to look more organic and nice potentially. Try it, we'll see how it looks. The skin shade material from our brain ZBrush, let me run it real quick. Kind of show the difference. I'm not sure if you're already using it. If you are, disregard, this is fine, but those shadows look a little dark to me. What we're gonna do, if this is the standard material, the basic look like a dagger. We'll do any kind of tools here. So right now, this is the basic material that we've been presenting things in. So if you just change that to skin shade 4 right here, okay, it's gonna look a lot lighter. Okay, the shadows are less dark, and that means that your painting is actually going to show up a little bit better. Again, within ZBrush, it's one of the better choices on that. Besides that, I recommend grabbing a software like PaintStorm Pro. PaintStorm Pro, that's a 20 buck program and does a lot of what Photoshop does without the hassle. If you want more of what Photoshop does, because this program is more optimized for painting. It does that phenomenally. I definitely recommend that. PaintStorm Pro, 20 bucks. If not, you can also grab Affinity Photo, which does a lot of what Photoshop does for 50 bucks, and you don't have to deal with the subscription or general Adobe hassle. So I would recommend any of those alternatives. Very affordable, very, very powerful pieces of software. So let's go ahead. So, generally, programs are going to give you a couple of different ways to do what I need you to do in terms of the vignette, right? Generally, it's going to be somewhere around the gradient tool. And when you select the gradient tool, somewhere, depending on the program, we'll have a radial gradient right here. Okay, this is the radial. Then what radial gradient does, very, very straightforward. I'll make a new layer over here. Okay, so that's what it does when I have it set up on black on this side and kind of completely transparent on that side. So let's go ahead and flip that around. do renew. Yes, I'll change opacity on here to 0 and click on that one and bring the opacity all the way. Now I'm going to do something like that. Okay. So this is one way to kind of start it. Okay. Do not leave it here. There's a couple of other ways, other things we want to do. One approach also is to, if you have everything on a nice kind of flat background, there isn't a lot of crossover on the colors, you can do a smart selection. You probably need to tweak Control D to deselect. Probably want to decrease the tolerance a little bit. Might work. Let's try this one. Control J to create. Oops. Reverse the selection. And Control Shift I. Go. Now I'm going to Control J. And now I have the dagger on its own. Okay? This is very good because what I want to do is bring that over, and now it's not suffering from any of those little things here. And what else you can do is take this layer right here and bring it down a little bit because we don't want too much. We don't want too much, just a little bit. Just a little bit like this, okay? And now you're going to see the main difference of what we did. Group these together, okay? The main difference, this is before, this is after. Very subtle, okay? You might also want to, and this has a little bit of banding in this program. You might want to take care of that. Something else that we can do also is add a little bit of a glow effect behind here, similarly. So let's grab that same one, or even a different one. There you go. And I'll just bring this opacity down all the way, and I made a new layer, and that's going to give us some light right here. Okay. And again, we can bring this down a little. There you go. And on this one, because I see a little bit of banding, I'm going to go to filter, blur. Let's increase the strength on those. There you go. Something like this. Very, very basic presentation tricks. And then you add your own stuff down there, right? But, you know, before, after. Before, after. And really notice that lighting kind of draws our eye to the center. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. Okay? And then, of course, add your own things to these. And we'll see a nice set of them. You want to have... really, you want to have one beauty image. It's going to be this one, and then another one is going to be all four of them from a couple of, sorry, 4 angles of this with colors, and they're just going to be smaller and just kind of stacked nicely together. Just interesting angles, you know. And then that second image again, but without color. Okay, and that's all you need for this. You just need 3 images, and that should be ready to go if the renders look good. So. Yeah, post those and we'll see how that looks. If there aren't any issues, we should be able to get it up there. All right. So keep up the good work on this one. And let me make, yeah, let's talk about the Jaguar real quick. Jaguar. Got it turn around on our station. Very cool. Although I wish, if I remember correctly. No, actually, that's a good speed. on video, the first one. And in terms of the renders, we'll come back to it. Really, what we want is this one. Um, will be here, but slightly more from this side. So right there. That's the best angle. This is going to be the first image that you put up here, but it's not going to be from here. I want you to go and watch um, the Blender to ZBrush. I'm sorry, the opposite. ZBrush to Blender tutorial that I made. It's on our ZBrush forum. Um, you do that after you finish the tweaks that I'm about to suggest to you, okay? Because this one still needs a lot of work. I'm going to go ahead and write these down as well. Okay. So first thing, the face still needs a lot of work. You got to look at angry Jaguar faces. It did look good, but you changed once you posed it, a lot of things got kind of moved around a little bit. It's not really that symmetrical anymore. So I really want you to sell me on that Jaguar. I really need you to take a close look at some images, okay? And really, really capture the essence of an angry Jaguar. Make sure you grab a male one because the female ones have slightly smaller, gentler faces. And the males have those bulkier ones that you're going for. You definitely want to find an angry one from various angles and do that same study that you did before. The eyes, no, some things moved a little bit in a way that don't make sense, especially this area right here doesn't really work for me. Let's see what else. Yeah, the fabrics on the back. This maybe would have worked if he was like standing upright, but because he's in motion, I actually want you to look at some fabrics. You can look at jousting horses as well, because they usually run around with fabrics, and just kind of get an idea of what happens to cloth when he flops around during motion. You know, you want to you really want to get sell that better, basically, in terms of those energy lines for it and what happens to that fabric. I will do another pass on the anatomy, especially here in the legs that look a little bit funky. Um, yeah, just another pass here. So fabrics, face, a little bit here on the legs, right here. Be cooler if the tail was a little bit longer, but that's just my personal preference. And in terms of your coloring is really flat on this one, and I'm saying this primarily because I know how good your coloring can be. So do another coloring pass on this for sure. I want some edge treatment, wear and tear on the stone gauntlet, and yeah, there's probably gonna be a way for you to make this stuff glow inside of Blender, but you would need to unwrap it for that, so I wouldn't worry about it for now. I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, I would definitely say the face for the second pass. Work on that face more. Something here is a little strange in the eyes area. We're losing it. And then the fabric, and then the legs here with the anatomy. Get some closer look at hind legs of those animals. Yeah, again, and I know this is an anthropomorphic creature, so it's not going to be 100% animal, but there's still some kind of anatomy that I want to see here, especially towards the paws that I'm missing. And then, like we said, the colors. So that would be the second pass on this, and this is a piece that's very, very strong. So I definitely recommend spend the time and pushing this to the next level so it would stand out. I think this could be a very, very powerful piece. All right. So yeah, once you do that second pass, go ahead and throw together some Blender renders, and we'll see what else it needs from there. It's possible we'll need to tweak the forms, medium forms a little bit more, but let's see where you are. Let's see where you are. Definitely push this. This is a very, very strong project. Good pose, good energy. I definitely want to see this taken all the way. And make sure the colors are not too flat. Okay, look at Jaguars. Get those colors in looking nice and realistic like I've seen you do on other pieces. All right. Great job, Carlos. Keep going. And Yeah, you'll finish this. It's gonna look amazing. Just spend some more time on it. And we'll see you next semester, buddy. Keep up the good work. Peace.